Hi and welcome back to Bow Tie Videos. Today we're jumping headfirst into one of the most chilling and mysterious topics ever: hauntings. Whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or someone in between, the idea of a haunted location always captivates and sometimes terrifies people, and has done since year dot. From ghostly sightings to poltergeists, at historic castles to modern homes, hauntings take many forms and are often deeply rooted in folklore and history. So snuggle in, turn off the lights, and let me guide you down the path in episode 12: Hauntings. But first off, let's break down what a haunting actually is. Generally speaking, a haunting is the appearance or presence of a ghost or spirit, typically in a specific location, but it's not always a ghost. Sometimes it's an unexplained energy, a residual echo of past events, or even a manifestation of psychological distress. Hauntings can range from the benign, a sense of being watched, strange noises, or cold spots, to more intense, like objects moving on their own, disembodied voices, or even fully bodied apparitions. Different cultures and belief systems have their own interpretations of what a haunting is and why it happens. In some places, hauntings are believed to be the spirits of the deceased who have unfinished business that needs to end. In others, they might be thought of as malevolent entities or demons with sinister agendas and cause to wreak havoc amongst the living. Whatever the interpretation, the concept of a haunting has universal appeal, and there is no denying it. Not all hauntings are created equal. Let's talk about the different types. First up, we have residual hauntings. These are like spiritual recordings that play over and over again. Think of it as a film or a video stuck on a loop. These hauntings don't interact with the living, they are merely impressions left on the environment, often by traumatic or highly emotional events. For instance, the ghostly sounds of soldiers marching, or the repeated apparition of a woman at a window might be a residual haunting. Next are intelligent hauntings. Intelligent hauntings are where the spirits or entities seem to be aware of and interact with the living. They might respond to questions, move objects, or try to communicate in other ways. Ghost hunters and paranormal investigators often look for intelligent hauntings because they provide the most compelling evidence of an afterlife or spirit world.
Can you do something to let me know that you're here with me now? I'm hearing footsteps over here. Louise, are you here? Can you just stand right here? Oh.
Then we have poltergeists, perhaps the most terrifying type of haunting. Poltergeists are known for their physical disturbances, moving objects, loud noises, even physical attacks. The word poltergeist comes from the German language, meaning noisy ghost, but some theories suggest that their phenomena might not be caused by spirits at all, but rather by latent psychic abilities of a living person, usually an adolescent. Others suggest that these type of hauntings are dead folk stuck between realities and causing friction between the living and the dead out of spite for their pain and frustration. Shadow people is next. Shadow people are a unique type of paranormal phenomenon described as dark, human like silhouettes. Shadow people are often seen out of the corner of one's eye. They're usually associated with a feeling of dread or terror. Some believe they are spirits, while others clutch at straws and think they could be interdimensional beings or even time travelers. And finally, there are demonic hauntings, which are considered the most dangerous. Unlike human spirits, these entities are believed to be non human and malevolent. They might start with minor disturbances, but can escalate to physical attacks, possessions, and even worse. These are the kinds of hauntings that inspire countless horror movies and send shudders down even the bravest spines. Now, let's dive into some real life haunting stories that have captured the imagination of people around the world. In 1971, two stone heads resembling Celtic artifacts were discovered in a garden in Hexham, England. Soon after, the family who found them began experiencing strange phenomena, such as objects moving on their own, cold spots, and even sightings of a half human, half wolf creature roaming their home. Experts couldn't explain the origin of these heads or the bizarre activities that followed their discovery, leading to theories ranging from ancient curses to poltergeist activity. Then there's the Bell Witch haunting, which took place in Adams, Tennessee in the early 19th century, remains one of the most documented cases of a violent poltergeist haunting. The entity, known as Kate, tormented the Bell family by slapping, pinching,
Ouch!
and even poisoning the family patriarch, John Bell. What makes this haunting unusual is the supposed ability of the spirit to speak, sing hymns, and have intelligent conversations with those who visited the Bell home. The Bell Witch legend has inspired various films and literature, including the scary Blair Witch Project. Also is the case at Burton Agnes Hall, an Elizabethan manor house in East Yorkshire, England, is haunted by a rather macabre relic, a screaming skull. The legend states that Anne Griffith, who died in 1620 after being attacked by robbers, requested on her deathbed that her head be kept within the house. When the family buried her body intact, her ghost began to haunt the hall, producing terrifying screams and poltergeist activity until her head was exhumed and placed inside the house. To this day, it is said that disturbing the skull results in supernatural disturbances. Another unusual haunting. On Christmas Eve in 1945, a fire destroyed the Sodder family home in Fayetteville, West Virginia. 5 of the children went missing, and their bodies were never found. Though the fire was initially believed to be an accident, there were many suspicious circumstances surrounding it. Soon after, strange occurrences began. A woman claimed to have seen the missing children at a hotel, and another said she had heard them in a distant town. The Sodder family reported receiving odd phone calls and witnessing ghostly apparitions in their new home, suggesting that the children's spirits might be trying to communicate. Another is the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Is an architectural oddity with staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open into walls, and a maze of rooms. Sarah Winchester, the widow of the gun magnate William Wirt Winchester, built the house in a seemingly nonsensical way. She believed she was haunted by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles, and that continuous construction would appease these restless souls. Visitors to the house have reported footsteps, whispers, and even full body apparitions wandering its twisting halls. This next one doesn't include a house or a home. Near the small town of Alton in Staffordshire, England, is an ancient oak tree with chains hanging from its branches. Legend has it that in the 1800s, the Earl of Shrewsbury encountered an old beggar woman who cursed his family, saying that for every branch that falls from the oak tree, a member of his family would die. Odd occurrences such as strange noises and ghostly apparitions are reported around the tree, and it's believed that the curse still lingers to this day. Next up is Fred Fisher, an English settler in New South Wales, Australia, disappeared in 1826 under mysterious circumstances. A few months later, a farmer claimed to see Fisher's ghost sitting on a fence, pointing to a spot near a creek. When authorities investigated, they found Fisher's body buried in the exact location the ghost had been pointing. The case of Freddie Fisher's ghost is one of the earliest documented sightings of a ghost leading to the discovery of a crime scene, making it a truly unusual haunting. In 1897, Alva Heaster was found dead in Greenbrier County, West Virginia. Initially ruled as an accidental death, her mother claimed to have been visited by Alva's ghost, who revealed that she had been murdered by her husband, Erasmus Shue. The mother's testimony, based solely on these spectral visits, was taken seriously enough that an investigation was launched, leading to the exhumation of Alva's body and the eventual conviction of her husband for her murder. The case remains unique in US legal history, where a ghost's testimony was used in court. These next two you've probably heard of. In 1974, the Lutz family moved into a house in Amityville, New York, where a mass murder had occurred. They claimed to experience terrifying paranormal activity, disembodied voices, strange smells, cold spots, and even physical attacks. The story became a worldwide sensation and inspired numerous books and films. But to this day, the question remains, was it a true haunting or an elaborate hoax? Another chilling story comes from Enfield, England, in the late 1970s, where a family reported violent poltergeist activity. Furniture moved on its own, objects were thrown across the room, and a young girl was seen levitating. Paranormal investigators and skeptics alike were drawn to the house, trying to determine whether the activity was genuine or a clever trick. One of the most haunted locations in the world is the Tower of London. Over its 1,000-year history, it has been a site of imprisonment, torture, and executions. Ghostly apparitions like Anne Boleyn, one of Henry VIII's many wives, who was executed there, are said to haunt the grounds, making it a must visit for ghost hunters and thrill seekers. Are the stories legit, or just wise and profit based fakery to attract tourism, which has worked? But what if there's a more scientific explanation for these haunting experiences? Some researchers argue that hauntings might not be supernatural at all. Instead, they could be the result of psychological phenomena such as sleep paralysis or hallucinations, or even environmental factors like infrasound. Infrasound are sound waves that are below the human range of hearing, but can cause feelings of unease, anxiety, and even sightings of shadowy figures. Infrasound, for example, has been shown to affect the human brain in strange ways. It can induce feelings of dread and even visual hallucinations, potentially explaining why some haunted locations feel so unsettling. Just like electromagnetic fields or carbon monoxide poisoning could lead to hallucinations and otherworldly experiences, could this be what we see and feel sometimes? Sleep paralysis, on the other hand, is a phenomenon where a person wakes up but is unable to move, often experiencing terrifying hallucinations of dark figures or entities. It's a classic example of how the mind can play tricks on us, especially when we are tired or fatigued. The world of the paranormal is full of mysteries that we may never fully understand or, in fact, comprehend. But one thing is certain: hauntings will continue to fascinate, terrify, and inspire us for generations to come. So, what do you think? Are hauntings the result of restless spirits? Are they simply tricks of the mind? Could it be a bit of both? Or is it something entirely different that most of us are missing? You be the judge. Thanks for watching again. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, please don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what you think about hauntings. Have you ever experienced one? Or are you currently experiencing one? Also, leave a like if you can. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you're the first to know when the next video is published. Anyhow, keep enjoying life, act sensibly, and keep your head on your shoulders while you've still got a choice. Bye for now. See you soon.